Welcome to Crazy Gamer Models. I am the Crazy Gamer and I do models. How are everyone doing today? Today we are going to take a look at a 1/350th scale LST. It's a land ship transport or land ship tank, and it is from AFV Club. I put up a video of a quick look at it, and now I'm going to discuss how I go about getting it ready to be built with the upgrade kits and all that good stuff. So we're going to go through the kit, go through the instructions, and have a look at all of that stuff. Plus we have the vehicle kit for it, and we're going to take a look at all that stuff. So let's get started here. As you can see, the kit's on the table. We're going to go to the overhead view. Now this is the kit here. It is kit number SE73515, and I do have an upgrade kit for it, but I want to talk about this kit a little bit. It is a all brand new tooling and design. It's anti-aircraft armed groups, including Oerlikon 20mm cannons and Bofor 40mm guns. The main and tank you can choose is open or closed. Bow ramp can be chosen down or not installed. Stress designs on both sides of the ship, and it includes 6 LCVP, that is your landing craft, vehicle, and personnel. So it comes with nice detail, beautiful box art, and there's a nice picture inside. You can see some of this. I showed all this on the quick look, so I'm not going to get into details of that, but let's open it up. I have everything in the box that goes with the kit. I even put the vehicle kit in here because it's just these instructions and these 2 sprues and some decals. So, but we're not gonna approach the vehicle kit right now. That is going to be the last. The Infini upgrade kit, which comes with 3 sheets of photo etched brass, 142 turned brass parts, an anchor chain, and then the instructions. And then we have the kit itself. And I just want to point out the detail on this hull, this stretched skin on this hull, or stressed skin on the hull. It's a beautiful design in 1/350th. You don't get this level of detail in 1/350th. Even the nice hinge detail there. Gotta be careful not to break off. It's going to be nice. So that's that. Now I don't know how much of all this is going to be used, but we'll take a look at each one of these sprues, and then we'll dive into the instructions. So this is the deck here, and I know for a fact all these hatches get replaced with photo etch, and I believe there's actually there's no wooden deck, so it doesn't have a wooden deck, so you don't have to worry about that. But it comes with the life rafts, some stacks here. They may get replaced. Nice pieces. So nicely molded. The stacks are slide molded. That's always nice to have. It's good looking stuff on there. And we have the upper sides of the ship and what appears to be the middle deck where the tanks and all that stuff is stored. So a little bit of damage to some parts there, but we can take care of that. Nice detail on this. So these are the bow doors closed, I assume, and these would be your open bow doors. So even detail on the inside of the bow doors. There are some ejector pin marks inside of the bow doors, so you might want to do something on them if you leave them opened, but that is your call. Mine will be open because of the vehicles and whatnot. So let's see, we got a little sprue here that has a superstructure piece. I don't know if you call it a superstructure on something this small, but you have 2 more small slide molded pieces, and then you have some brackets and braces and all that good stuff on there. So we have another set of 2 small sprues, and I believe a lot of these 2 sprues get replaced with photo etch because it is the guns, and I know they get replaced Looks like you have your 20 millimeter and then your 40 millimeter Bolfers on these. These are both the same sprue. So a lot of this is going to get replaced on that. And then we have this last of the sprues along with the lower hull. And these have your davits on it. The davits are going to be used, but they're going to get photo etch details added to them. Then you have a more of a superstructure piece that is going to get some photo etch. And then you have your boats, your landing crafts, which are also slide molded with some details. So these are going to be nice. So, and I think the photo etch kit is going to make this even better. And then we have the hull here, the bottom hull. Not a whole lot going on here. So it's that. And then we have a beautiful piece to frame for the box art. I think I will hang this on my wall in here. I think it's fantastic. It looks good. It's a great picture. I think it's a great landing craft, and I think this is going to make a nice collection of my 1/350th scale ships. But let's get into what we are here for, the instructions. Oh, and then you have a set of markings for the ship, basically the ship numbers. So you have 49, 125, 375 is your numbers. So you got 178 also. So I'm going to put these sprues back in here. Like so, and we're going to take a look at these instructions. And we're also going to take a look at the photo etch instructions, so we have a understanding of how we are going to approach this. Because that's mainly what this video is about, is how I'm going to approach this, integrating the photo etch instructions with the instructions from the actual model kit, if I'm able to get the photo etch out. So it's not a extreme amount of photo etch, it's just 3 smaller sheets. There are a lot of small pieces on this that are going to have to be worked with, but I have the tools to get around that, and I think it will go well. So, and then we have the nice ship railings, some very tiny grab handles here. That is going to be fun and interesting. There are probably 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 200 grab bars right there. It's 10 by 20, so that's a lot of grab bars. That's not going to be filmed, guys. That's going to be all done off camera. Hopefully there's extras in there. And then we have our guns, our 20 millimeter and our 40 millimeter. And then we have our stacks, data turn brass, and some mast pieces and some antenna. I don't like to get into these little bags because the pieces are so small. I will get into them during the build. So let's flip out these upgrade instructions, and let's see if we have a overall to scale layout of the ship. No, we don't. So what we do have is a layout of all the pieces here. So that's always nice. Come in just a little bit, guys. So we do have a layout of what all the pieces are. We can line it up, their exact size. Sometimes with these kits you get a full scale of the model that has everything on it, something in a line with this right here. So, and they have some nice options here depending on which model you're building, whether or not it gets the railings and whatnot. So you have to keep in mind what you're building and what it gets. So there's some great detail in this superstructure area. It appears that all the AA guns are brass, which I enjoy. I don't mind the resin, but I do like to work with all brass. It's a little bit more difficult, and you have to be more careful, but that's the part I like. So basically this is starting out, let's see here. I guess this is the front page, and it has us making ladders, incline ladders. And then we have the elevator. So the boat ramp is going to get some detail with the chains. And then, see, here we go. Here is all the hatches that need to go on. 33 hatches. So from the look of this, this is something we're going to want to do right away. So I'll probably start with that. But I'm going to take a look at what this has us doing first. Okay, this has us building the inner deck, the tank deck here with the two sides, and then putting together the sides of the ship and placing them on the lower hull, and then inserting the lower deck. Now, I'd have to see if
communication.
I'd have to see if this would get photo etch, and then we could probably move to do these pretty easily. So let's see here. That is part C21. So it looks like C19 and C20 get photo etch on C21. So let's just check this real quick. Alright. It doesn't appear the first couple steps. There's not any photo etch on the inside, other than when you add the boat ramp, the bow ramp. So let's take a look and see when that is added, because we want to open it. We want to make sure it's open. So the bow ramp and doors get added over here in step 6, and that's when we have to start adding some of the photo etch. And I do want it open, and I'm hoping I can make it so it flips up and down. So I'm going to try that. If not, I'm just going to leave it open. So then we have some detail going on the back. So I think it's safe to build this section here because there's no photo etch on it. I'll build up to step 4, and then I will check the photo etch for 5, 6, and 7. If there's no photo etch going on, I will build this section. And then when I get to step 8 here, there is a lot of photo etch that's going to go on this deck before it is installed. And it looks like you're building the whole thing before you're installing it onto the lower hull. See, yeah, you're building the superstructure and most of the deck. So, and then putting it on. Then adding the anti-aircraft weaponry. So, and then basically adding the boats. So it's only 10 pages, 12 steps. There's not a lot to this model. That's why I'm going to do it now. It's just a quick little thing I'm going to get into. We got a nice little sprue thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do step 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to double check to make sure there's no more photo etch. There's photo etch on this ramp here on the open position, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to work on that. And then once I get to step 8, I'm going to do all the photo etch on this deck, which is a lot of plastic and a lot of photo etch. So, and that is basically, I would start here on these air intake cover, and then also adding these guards for the anti-aircraft guns. They're normally in plastic. And then we have up here at the rear, we have the rear anchor winch, deck reels, hose reels. All this has to be put on. And then we have the bow elevator, which is, I believe, up here. That has to be all put on. So that may even have to be cut out. We'll have to check that on the parts. And then we can start on the guns, and then here is all the information on the superstructure components, or the islands, however you'd like to call them. And then the end step, which is also the end step in the in the instructions for the kit is putting on the davits in the boats and then putting on the railings, which is going to be last anyways. So that is how we are going to approach this, and I think it's going to go very well, and I hope that this video wasn't too confusing, but in the next video I will have made a start onto building this. I want to film a lot of it, but that'll be in the next video. And I think it's going to go pretty well. I think this is going to be a good looking kit. I think it's going to be a fun build. I don't think it's going to take too long, and I think it's going to work out pretty well. So this is a quick video on how I'm going to approach this. There is a lot of photo etch pieces. There is the 3 sheets, and as I said, the 100 and something turned brass parts, but a lot of that is for anti-aircraft guns that I can actually build up and just sit to the side and add them later. So I'm going to get a good start on this today, film another set of it, and then I'll put the videos up as I have gaps in my video uploads. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put the links up to my social media. They are also in the description below. And also, if you could visit me on Patreon, I'm doing tool reviews on Patreon only. And I could use your support to help the channel grow. I will never run ads on my channel due to the new YouTube regulations and with the FTC. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.